Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday. I don't know about the rest of you all, but Tuesday seems to be coming around fast. I don't know about the rest of you, but it seems to be doing
Well, on this Tuesday.
it seems to be going by super duper duper fast. So, guys, I hope you all are enjoying this year. Before you know it, we're going to be getting into the holidays. Oh my goodness, I was in the neighborhood, and how about I saw Halloween decorations already. Like, man, are we that close to Halloween? So guys, just gear up. Make sure you enjoy the time. Okay. Make sure you enjoy the time. All right, guys. So getting up in the mornings and seeing how we're hitting this 50-some degree weather, you know, in the 60s, I thought it would be time for us to kind of talk about things, and it's called Fall into Your Home Maintenance. I know you probably saw how in the most recent we had an expert when it came to utilities, retiree for the CPW that came on, talked about things in which you could do to be able to have your home efficient. These things are important. Guys, we are live tonight. I know last week was a pre-screening because I had to go with the attorney's scheduling. If you have any questions, please feel free to put your questions in the chat. Hey, Margaret, I see you in there. Thank you so much for joining, guys. If you have questions, please put it in the chat. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about, first of all, we're heading now into the holidays. Before you know it, it's getting colder, and guess what, guys? Here in Columbia, and for those of you who don't know, I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. So this morning it was 58 or 50 something degrees. Well, by 3 o'clock, it was 80 some degrees. That's normal here. But the reality is that puts wear and tear on things in your home. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today. All right. So first and foremost, we want to talk about things winterizing your home. I know you like Angela, you talk about winterizing. Hey, before you know it's going to be winterizing your home. So we talked about last in regards to how you could be able to save money as far as your utilities. Windows. We mentioned windows in that last segment. Guys, windows are a very vital part when it comes to your home and keeping it cooled and keeping it properly heated. If there's a window in an area that just won't go down, I'm telling you, you might think that little crack is not doing that much. But if it's letting in cold air, that's causing your units to work even harder because it's registering that cold air in the house. Now, some people like to have the cold air in because, hey, that's just reference. Hey, that's fine. But this is just kind of talking about in regards to, with making sure that you're having your home efficient too. Uh, you want to also check your pipes. Guys, it sometimes does get cold here to whereas you want to make sure that you're looking at your pipes, especially if you're in the crawl space of a home when it starts getting cold. Now, does it really get to where it's freezing, freezing, freezing here? It does not. Normally, when you see signs, especially in neighborhoods, you'll see your HOA signs out like, hey, be aware of freezing pipes. But one of the pipes that people don't really think about in their home here, especially in the South, are the faucets on the outside of your home. Those speakers where you hook up as far as with watering your grass or your car. Those get cold, and those can actually freeze and crack and leak. And it may not be to a leak to where it's a gushing leak that's coming out, but it may be a leak to where it's causing problems on your water bill. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that too as well when it comes to those leaks. They have the little covers that you can put on there that can actually help with the insulation. So hey, if you can, put those covers on there and say, hey, let me make sure this is they don't even cost that much. They cost less than a leak, I tell you that much. So go ahead and put that on there. The next also is if you have certain plants. I know sometimes I'll see people who may have a certain plant that can't really deal with the cold. You may want to start covering that. And also if you have those water fountains or water features outside, you want to be cautious of those too, that you keep those together. When it comes to your HVAC, guys, like again, I talked about here, it was 50-some degrees and now it was 80, probably about to get back down to the 70s and probably back in the 50s again. That's putting a lot of wear and tear in your units. For some of you all, you like to get your unit service every 60 days or every 90 days. Some of you all get it done every season. It is time to get your unit service if you have not gotten it serviced. So getting it serviced does not mean changing out filters. You should be changing those filters out every 30 days. Um, Getting it serviced is actually having an HVAC person come out there. They're going to come and check things as far as with your filters for one. They're going to check your returns. They're going to make sure that you're paying. That's nothing, guys. You got to think. Our homes are now going from being cool to we went from having extreme hot weather. So your unit was working overtime. That pan upstairs in your attic may be overflowing to the point to where it could start to come through and leak. You ever been to a house and you see that stain? It's like a brown stain. Like, gosh, where's that brown stain coming from? And it's not a leak. What it is that pan rusted out and it leaked through. So that's another good thing about getting your unit service, because they can check those things too as well. And also, if there's anything they need to do as far as compressors or anything other components with your HVAC, they can be able to do so. Another thing is that they'll probably also make sure as far as with your thermostats, guys, make sure that you are really finding a temperature that's comfortable for you all. If you don't have to, don't get in there and have the heat on in the morning and then have the air on in the afternoon. That is going to make your power bill go crazy. And then that's also, again, putting a lot of pressure on your unit. So if you can, just make sure that you are looking at these things, that you are doing these things, and that you are making sure that you are keeping up with things that you when it comes to your property. Okay. Another thing here too as well, what you want to do is you want to make sure that with those units, the thermostats, make sure you have batteries in there. Hey guys, if you have the one and you keep seeing is blinking, sometimes that lets you know, and it's always blinking, it's always blinking cold or cool or heat. That means you might need a battery if it's not working properly. Switch those batteries out too as well. That makes. Another thing, gutters. If you have gutters in your homes, and guys, gutters are the little white tubes that you see, or sometimes they're painted, that helps with taking the water from your roof and taking it away from the house. You have it to where it's cutting, is catching that water, is taking the water off the house, so that way you don't have that water, damaging your home. Because guys, water constantly touching parts of your house can damage your home. All right. And then it's also running that water away from the house so it doesn't affect your yard. If you have gutter guards up and those gutters are clogged, guys, that can cause leaks. It can cause leaks. You don't necessarily have to get up there to clean the gutters out. Get somebody in there to clean those gutters out. And again, around fall, we're going to start seeing leaves falling on the roofs. If you have pine trees near your home, that pine straw is going to start getting on your roof, guys. Blow it off. Blow it off. get a blower and blow that off if you can. If you're in a stately 2-story home and it's really, really tall, just pay somebody to come and blow your roof off. I'm telling you, what happens is you're probably thinking, oh, Angie, it's just pine straw. Well, guess what the pine straw carries? Sap. So if it's getting rained on, which we get a lot of rain here, it's getting cold, that sap is getting there with that pine straw, and guess what that causes? Roof leaks. So it's simple to get somebody up there to just blow the roof off before you have to have someone come and replace your whole roof because you got a leak. Okay. So those are things you definitely want to take a look at. Also, in regards to if you have certain things, insulate your attic. If you don't have any insulation in your attic, sometimes it's time to change it out. Sometimes people switching to blowing the attic. Look into those things. Those things will help as far as with your costs and keeping the heat in the house, because guys, guess what? Heat rises. And so that insulation is there to keep that heat packed into the home so you don't have to be putting all the stress on your HVAC units. So, hey, make sure you take a look into it and get that squared away. All right. And then also, again, with doors, if you have doors, the same thing with windows. If you have a door that is off track, or you might need the weather stripping around the door, which is, guys, that's that rubber piece that's on your doors. Sometimes people, after a while, they be like, whatever, it's just weather stripping. Guys, get some glue or some stripping and put that on there, because that alone will help keeping your home cooler. Excuse me, keeping your home warmer and cooler too, because it keeps however you're trying to keep the house the temperature wise, it keeps that more in control. All right. So yes, that weather stripping does help. Not only does it help with keeping your your house regulated, but it also helps with keeping things out. Another thing that we're seeing with a lot of rain that comes up here, especially in South Carolina, you have water bugs, spiders, and everything else. Those things do come through those cracks. So it'll help keep those little critters out too, and lizards too, depending on how big the crack gets. All right. Now, other things as far as with your home patio furniture, things we don't think about. Cleaning your grill. If you're using your grill for the last couple of months, because hey, you've been enjoying those weekends and you've been cooking out and things, cleaning your grills, your patio furniture. If you have certain type of not all patio, well, most patio furniture is weatherproof, but that does not mean that those pillows can stay out there 24/7. I promise you, after a while, those pillows and those cushions start to have issues. So you may want to start taking them in, especially if it's going to be kind of cold and with the wind blowing. Hey, and if they're not heavy enough, they can blow that pillow across the across the neighborhood and you don't see it anymore. So go ahead and take those things out, especially if you know it's going to be a major storm, because we're kind of getting into that hurricane season. You definitely want to make sure that you're looking into those things. Also, in regards to maintaining your landscaping for the first frost, we talked about putting things on the plants. Guys, it may be you want to consult with your landscaper to see if it's time to turn your sprinklers off, because hey, if it's cold in the morning time and you got your sprinklers on morning and it's 50 something, 40 something, 30 something degrees, that can sometimes kind of die out your grass a little bit too. But the grass, if it's been around, should start getting to this dormant stage. But again, you want to check with your landscaper on exactly what you need to do as far as preparing your grass. The other things you can do to winterize your home on the outside too as well is just making sure that anything, like you said, like you have set up, your furniture, sprinklers, faucets, all that stuff is part of your home. Keep those things. Can also make a cost, so make sure that you pay close attention to that. And again, we are heading into the fall season. People always ask, well, is it still a good time to sell? Yes, it is. Guys, it is always a great time to move your property. A lot of times people are like, well, are people buying? Yes, they are, because guess what? This summertime came by so fast. A lot of people were traveling. They were traveling on the weekends. Then on top of that, gosh, like we had to get back to school and take kids to college. People had to do those things. So now we're starting to see people who are coming into these homes, to the point where one of my clients was like, Angela, where all these people come from? Like, we had a house on the market, we didn't have it. Now all of a sudden, it's like people woke up. It's time to buy a house. Well, guys, the reason why is because people are realizing that they might have wanted to be in their home for the holidays, or be either downsize for the holidays or make certain changes before the end of the year. So people are preparing that now to get started. So yes, it is time to go ahead. If you've been thinking about selling your home and you've been in and around this time, you don't have to sell your home in the summertime. Houses do sell in the fall. Okay. And the good thing about that is that since a lot of people feel that houses sell in the summertime, they wait until the time their homes put on the market, or they wait until the beginning of the year. So you have this space here where people who either want to do summer or the beginning of the year, well, guess what? You got all this time from September until November, September to December, that you could be able to put your home on the market and capitalize off of those people who are looking to make those moves prior to the holidays. So yes, you want to go ahead and do those things. And guys, if you are a seller and you're looking at selling your home, like we always tell you, first, you want to contact us before you start doing anything, because we don't want you doing anything that could be able to not bring you back the value that you think it can. We don't want you to spend money that you're going to get back. Another thing is, guys, get your home prepared. Take advantage of these fall colors. It is very beautiful when you're able to stage your home and you have either the plaid front door mat outside, along with pumpkins and things of that nature. And they have so much stuff that you could be able to do in the fall time that's nice. And it lasts you don't have to change all the time. It'll last you until it's time to do something for Christmas, should you want to put something up. So yeah, take advantage of that. Put those things out there. Whatever you could do to grab the attention. Like I said, right now I saw somebody with Halloween decorations. That does grab people's attention, believe it or not. And so you want to go ahead and get those things together. And then also, especially if your home is currently on the market or you're looking at selling, you definitely want to take those tips that we just went over seriously, especially when it comes to the HVAC and things of that nature. Because what you don't want to do is get under contract and then the HVAC person comes in there and saw that the filters hadn't been changed. You got a rusted out pan. Guess what? They're going to bring all that to your attention anyway. And it may sometimes scare off, especially a first home buyer, and thinking, well, even though on my end it looks like, oh, okay, that's a simple change. You can do the pan. Well, you may have a buyer who gets a little frantic about that and decides to go look elsewhere because they feel that, oh, well, has this not just been maintained? That's not the case. But you just never know what people are thinking and who they're speaking with and where they're getting their information from. They're not just getting it from the real estate agent or the inspector. They also have family members who are coming to them and giving their opinions too. So therefore, you just want to go ahead and just have those things in place so you don't really cause any alarm to anybody else when it comes to getting things done. All right. Well, as always, should you have any questions about more of these tips, you are more than welcome to reach out to us. Again, you can go to my website at dealswithangie.com. And then also you can reach out to me directly. That is my phone number down here at the ticker below. It's going below you. 803-201-3391 is my direct line. And then also I have my email address. Guys, as always, please reach out to us. And whenever you have questions, you don't have to wait until the Tuesday tune in. You can reach out at any time. Also, we're going to have our guest come back next week. We're going to have a lender who is the GOAT when it comes to VA loans. He's going to be talking about some programs that are here with some of these new construction lenders. We also have some other programs coming up for all my churches out there who are looking to get businesses. We're going to have a lender out there who's going to talk about church loans. So guys, you want to stay tuned to what we have going on with these Tune In Tuesdays. Thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate it. Great information. Yes, and sometimes I'm having to start them later, guys. I have it at 7 o'clock, but sometimes, oh my goodness, my computer does not want to be there at 7 o'clock, or either coming in from a showing and things. So I thank everyone for their patience that's coming to view. But yes, if you are a church that's looking for a building or for commercial property, we're going to have someone on that's going to be speaking about that. We're going to have an attorney on who's going to talk about the importance of knowing who owns your property. Some of y'all may think you're the only owners of your home and you're not. We're going to also have someone coming in speaking about security systems. That's something that's very important nowadays of people having their homes protected. So guys, we're going to have people, we're trying to bring more and more information to educate the masses when it comes to home ownership. So when you get a chance, please get on and view these. If you have not, please go to my YouTube page, which is Deals with Angie. That is our actual page. And all these Tuesday tune-ins are here. So if you got on late and you're trying to figure out, what did she say about that? You can always go back to the Tuesday tune-ins and view these. Everybody that comes on our segments, we do put their contact information down there. Hey, if you have an agent and you heard what this lender talked about, you do not have to be represented by me to contact that lender. I do ask that if you're not represented by anybody, that you give us a shot and allow us to be able to see if we can be of service for you. And give us the opportunity. But if you already have someone and you see that person's contact information, you are more than welcome to reach out to them. Okay. All right, guys. As always, we greatly appreciate everything that you all, for your patience and everything that you do. Now, if you are looking to buy or sell, hey, give us a call. That is our information down there. You all have a great one and a blessed one. And I will see you all next Tuesday. All right. Awesome. All right.